Did you know that your voice is the key to unlocking your most confident, empowered, authentic, and unlimited self? Let me explain. So, your voice doesn't lie. Everything you are thinking, feeling, believing, the assumptions you've made about the world are all being revealed through your voice in every moment, through your tone of voice, through your vocal energy, through your vocal quality. And yes, to some extent, we have control over this, but so much of it we don't have control over because it's driven from the unconscious. This is where I help clients because I'm both an experienced voice coach and I've been training voices, singers, and speakers for more than 15 years. But I'm also a personal transformation coach using the profound work of Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Jung. Within a coaching model, we use this depth psychology to really understand the whole self, the person, what's really driving these fears and these limiting vocal habits. Because that is going to tell you a lot about how you show up in the rest of your life. Because how we do one thing is how we do everything. So as you reconnect to your authentic self, your authentic voice will very naturally emerge. And this is the version of your voice, regardless of accent, language, dialect, that's clear, that's open, that's powerful, that's confident, that is expressive, that's engaging, that's generous, that's spontaneous. And it's available to you all. So think about this for a minute. I'm going to just talk about some of the vocal habits in the extreme and think about what side of that spectrum you fall on. No one is going to be 100% one or the other, but we tend to favor one side. So, for example, are you someone like I very much used to be that withdraws their voice? Their voice is pulled back into their throat. They hide what they're feeling. You don't share your ideas, your thoughts, your feelings. You self-censor. You micromanage your voice. You are always trying to control everything that's coming out of your mouth. You're worried about saying the wrong thing. You're worried about rocking the boat, upsetting people, rattling the cage. And therefore, you're in this constant state of anxiety because you are never really free to express yourself. And all that ends up happening is you end up feeling like your wings have been clipped. You are not feeling free, you're not feeling in your power, and then you end up feeling angry and even depressed, depending on where you are on this. Or are you on the other side of the coin, where your voice is forced onto other people? So you have to be heard, you have to be the person in the room that everyone listens to. You talk over people, maybe you're a terrible listener. You find it very, very difficult to be present and really connect with people because you're always having to dominate conversations. Maybe at an extreme, it comes across as domineering and aggressive, but there's probably going to be a lot of force, a lot of strain in your voice. But either way, whether you are withdrawing and pulling your voice back and not expressing yourself, which can often show up as mumbling, voice in the throat, running out of breath, raspiness, croakiness, or you're the other side where there's a lot of strain, a lot of force, a lot of muscular tension in the voice. Either way, these habits are not your true self. They are not your authentic voice. They are driven from fear, protection, and defense. And these were habits you have adopted from society, from your family, from your culture. What you learned would keep you safe. And this is now how you show up in the world. This is how you communicate. This is how you express yourself. And as I said, you're not going to be 100% one or the other, but what side do you feel like you generally fall on? Because we all tend to favor the side of pulling the voice back or forcing the voice onto other people. And it's really going to depend on what your conditioning was, whether it was safer for you to be quiet or safer for you to be heard. And that's really, I suppose, simply how we can look at it. But your true voice is somewhere in the middle, because actually your true voice isn't about protection and defense and fear. It's driven from an openness, a freedom, a spontaneity, and ultimately the intention is about love. It's about connection. So even if you are delivering something that people don't want to hear, the intention behind it, the intention behind your words, and therefore your voice is about love and connection. And that is what people will pick up if that is the intention behind your voice. But if your voice is driven by fear, and defense and protection, then you're going to wonder why people butt heads with you, or you struggle in relationships, you struggle with family, you struggle with romantic relationships, you struggle for asking for what you want, or you struggle to just build more vulnerable connections with people. So as you learn to reconnect to your true self, your true authentic voice emerges. And the true authentic self is really the home of true confidence. We learn a lot in the world about what I would call fake confidence, which is really my confidence is in situations, people, and experiences outside of me. When I have the relationship, when I have the house, when I have the children, when I have the money in the bank, then I feel confident. Another big one, and certainly one for me, was when I get more qualifications, when I read more books. So often we can use this in an education and intellectual capacity as well. We feel more confident when we have more letters after our name, but then we get the letters after our name and then we need more letters after our name because actually it's an internal job first and foremost. And that's the connection to the source, the connection to yourself. And this is honestly where the most confident version of you lives. It's the version of you that is going to find peace of mind, freedom, and empowerment in any situation. You don't need the external to show up in a particular way because your confidence is an inner state first and foremost. And then as you kind of own who you really are, the external world reflects that. So you can probably tell I'm not an ordinary voice coach. This is so much more than your voice, but I use the voice as a vehicle for personal transformation. And so clients that work with me, yes, the voice changes. And when I say changes, I mean it opens, it's free, it's clearer. I'm actually helping you to become more of you. But the big shift for people is they just feel more confident within. I remember one client saying to me that she felt this understated confidence. And that's really what it is. It's really about you shift. You feel worthy because actually your true self already is worthy. It already is confident. It already is abundant. It doesn't need anything from the external. But we're all conditioned to believe that our worthiness is outside of us. And so we have to sort of undo that conditioning and then start to connect to the truth of who we are. And that is where your true voice lives. So yes, we still do the voice training. Yes, we still develop the voice. We strengthen the voice. We open the voice, but we put it in its right place. And it starts from you. It starts from how you feel about yourself, your own internal narrative, your self-concept. And as that changes, your voice naturally emerges. Your true voice naturally emerges. So if you are ready for something so much deeper, so much more profound than just getting some quick tips to get you through a meeting, but you actually want to understand, what is my voice really trying to tell me? What can I learn from my voice more broadly about myself, my life? And I guarantee it's going to really very clearly show you where you hold yourself back, where you stop yourself, where your fear is. And then together we can work on transforming that fear and actually transcending the ego so that you can step into your true authentic self. And then there's nothing really to stop you going for your biggest, most audacious, boldest dreams. Even if everyone around you thinks you're mad, it's like, but you know that it's within you because it starts from you and it's your own connection to that inner wisdom, that intuition, that more creative part of ourself is also this true self as well. The ego is very limited. It is not creative. It can really just create more of what you've created before, maybe a little bit more, but you will find that your life feels very limited. So I would love to speak to you. I work with people across a minimum of 3 months, and I have my signature private program, Speak with Impact. So if you are interested, please get into contact, book a consult, or you can book a 1-hour session if you want to actually experience this unique type of coaching before investing fully. So thank you so much and have a great day.